want a billionaire. She want make her be a man. Vacay on holiday for France.
What drew me to music? I think music kind of found me in a way. Why I say that is this. So 2020, right? Pandemic. Um, I had a girlfriend at the time. So she introduced me to this app called Vorsy, which is an app that you can like record a song, people can submit their beat on there. And she wanted it to be like this cute thing where like we send music back and forth. And I found myself hooked on it. But throughout the whole pandemic, because obviously nobody was going anywhere. So it was just us in the house. Well, she was in Canada, I was in the US, and it was kind of like a long distance thing. And yeah, so I fell in love with music through that means, and that's how this all started.
Push your body to do something, mommy. What up? I want you. I know if you shout, I know if you move. I'm in the mood. Should be good to me well.
To be honest, it wasn't really something that the realization came, I would say, relatively like recent. Why I say recent is because I see music as it's an outlet because I'm a creative person. It was a way for me to kind of express certain level of creativity, and I recorded a few songs and I really loved it. So I thought, you know what, let me just do this for fun, and then for keepsake, I can play in the car, have my friends listen to it, just something fun to do.
Girl, I could make you feel like a queen on your birthday. I go give you keys to the Rolls Royce. I go send all of my phones to your OP.
There's a plenty of them. I can't even lie to you. It's plenty of them. My musical influence, there is Tu Baba, obviously. There obviously Plantation Boys, Tu Baba, Phase, Blackface. I listen to P Square, Style Plus. So like my musical experience is very diverse. Right? Obviously, we listen to Westlife. We used to listen to all kinds of Sean Paul, all the oldies. I'm a 90s baby. So I grew up listening to all the good things, all the good music. So that was kind of like my background in music. So those who I would say are my inspiration back then.
She wants a billionaire. She want make her be a man. Vacay on holiday for France.
Okay, so quick backstory. I don't really have any musical background as far as like, church or learning to play the instrument. So I never really got your formal education when it comes to music, which was it's a kind of like a blessing and a curse, right? It's a blessing because I'm not boxed in by specificities, if you understand what I mean. That means like I'm not looking at it from a musical trained person's perspective. I make music from feeling, joy, emotions, happiness. Sometimes certain two things might not go together for musical keys, but it goes together for energetic expression. And that's really been the major difference, I would say, so far.
Baby, put your head on my chest. You no go ever regret. Wonderful. 10 million in the bag, and you know that's wonderful.
My sound. I would say, if you want a generic term, I would say Afrofusion, right? Why I say Afrofusion is because I'm an African person and I've traveled, I have experiences, and I've listened to diverse sounds. And with that, I'm able to infuse it into myself, into who I am. So that's where the Afrofusion comes into play. Yeah, so it's a plethora of spectrums that we can reach.
Your confidence got no pretense. Your beauty caused an accident to take you them to the pearly gates. On the streets they call you Providence. On the street they call you Providence. You want your waist, I can't complain. You just my type, the way you shine. Taken to the pearly gates. On the streets they call you Providence. On the street they call you Providence.
Okay, I'll say the most recent one today. So I've had a question asked. Someone asked me a question before and said like, if I write my music before I record it, and the short answer to that so far is no. Right? Although I've written music outside of actually recording it, but not actually recording it. But my creative process really starts with the music, really starts with the beat. So today, for example, I'm actually working upstairs with a good friend of mine who's an amazing producer as well. His name is Dre Beats. And we were in the studio and he started playing a beat, which is how it all always starts. So he starts playing the beat and immediately you start vibing to it. And the first thing I just pick up my phone and I start writing lyrics. So that's really the starting point of all the creative process.
That's wonderful. Cooperation and business, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Faragam, anything you want, buy.
The most challenging moments for me in music so far is not music itself. Why I say that is this. In the journey when you're starting something new, right? You surround yourself with a lot of different people, right? And within those people, you start to shave off as your journey continues, right? You start to shave off certain energies that doesn't necessarily align. And I think that's really one of the biggest learning experiences for me so far is that the music is true. The music is true, right? And along the way, a lot of things attach itself to it. But if you stay true, those things eventually will fall off because they can't continue to align with that frequency, right? And then they eventually fall off. And that falling off process has been the biggest challenge so far. Staying true to music allows me to stay focused on what it is that I really want to do and what I'm building and growing. So people who are not aligning in that process, they naturally fall off. And I trust the music and I trust that the people who came were by virtue of attraction, right? And the ones who stayed are virtue of alignment. And the ones who will come are virtue of attraction. So I'm not fazed by the coming and going of people. I just know that sometimes seasons come and go, and you just have to be in tune with that and just let it ride.
Give me chance. Better give me chance. Better give me chance. Better give me chance. I know fish out, give me chance.
Yeah, so starting from like the app that I told you, Vorsy, to now recording with world-class producers on a first name, on a come to my studio basis, it's a major shift, right? Because you're meeting people who are seasoned in the industry, 20 plus years in the industry, and I'm just here like not even like 4 years. You get what I'm saying? So that has been the most, the biggest shift so far, and it's amazing because it's a testament to the realness of it. Because oftentimes I didn't go to seek these people out. It was more of like alignment, right? Where you meet these people and it just felt good. It felt real. It felt sure. It felt like this is who you should be working with. And even when it turns out to not be the right connection at the time, in hindsight, but even at that moment, it was still where I needed to be. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's a lot so far. And I'm grateful for the journey. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to where this can really go. I'm looking forward to it.
Go. I found love, I found the one for me. The one that makes me sing, brings me to ecstasy. You and I were always meant to be. My perfect melody, the only one I see.
If I could collaborate with any artist, dead or alive, and why? Okay, so on the Afro side, I would say Wiz is someone who I would, because some of my sound, I can hear him on it. Burna Boy, I'm also a big fan of Burna Boy's music. I think he's a genius when it comes to music. So those two, I mean, Davido is also there too. My brother Rema is there too. So there's a lot of them, but internationally, I would say Akon is one of my idol as far as like vocals, as far as music. He literally shaped most of our childhoods with a lot of his songs. My favorite song to perform live. Okay, so recently I was just in Benin. I had a show, and the song that I really enjoyed a lot, I think maybe it's because it's very regional. It's Ovialeke. Why Ovialeke is because it's a very call and response type of song. So I could say Yaha, you say Ovialeke. Yeah, you get so in a big crowd, it's very fun. And performing in Benin, where it's more of like indigenous ears hearing the language, it makes it 100 times better. In the next 5 years, we are global, baby. So the next 5 years, I would hope that, by the grace of the Heavenly Father and the Divine Mother, I would hope that we have a few international collaborations. I'm talking like international collaborations, which are something that we're already pushing for. And as we get more updates on that, you'll be the first to know. A memorable experience I've had with man. There's a lot of them actually. A memorable one. Okay, so I'm very new with people coming to me to like acknowledge me because I'd like to think I'm a private person, although a lot of people have seen my face and they've heard my voice. But a memorable moment was when I was at a restaurant and someone walked up to me and like shook my hand and told me like, I love your music. Keep going. Because in the space of creativity, you're not always sure, how your work impacts people, right? You know how it makes you feel, and you hope that it translates. But oftentimes, there could be a disconnect, right? I think it's very special when someone actually connects with the song the way that you intended for it to be, and they can come to you and tell you, "Wow, like I love what you're doing. Thank you." So it's amazing, actually. It's a good feeling.
You and I were made to be. You and I were made to be. Baby, you were made for me.
Yeah, I messed up. I know I did you wrong, baby, make me stand tall. I ain't really the only one I want to lie on.
Back then it used to be a lot of let me just say gatekeepers, right? Because for you to go here, you need to know this person. For you to break into this market, you need to. But now with social media, it's direct to consumer, right? I can do whatever we're doing right now. You don't have to go and talk to somebody else. It's going directly online, and people can connect with that immediately. And it's good because good artists who have put a lot of work in your crafts can reach out to the audience very quickly without a lot of gatekeeping, without a lot of bureaucracy and all of those things. But the flip side of that is that anybody can put anything on there, right? And call themselves artists, right? So it's a double-edged sword. But I think if you're wise and if you're smart, it's a tool that can be used very big, like in a good way.
Anything you want, I buy. Anything you want, I do. Say do. Anything you want, I buy. Anything you want, I do. Oh, baby, you they control me, console me. Baby, girl, they play me like a symphony.
Actually, we're recording an exciting project today. Actually, the past few days, actually not even few days, 2 days, I've been having a boot camp upstairs. So, what has come out of it, I'm excited for you to hear. So yeah, within the next few months, you should be getting, our fans should be getting some exclusive, something spectacular, amazing. Yeah. I'm excited. The only advice I have for you is to do it. Like, don't think about too much of what it would be like. Just start, because what happens is, the moment you start, the universe comes to you with all the resources that you need at the moment that you need it. Right? Not before, not after. At that moment that you need it, and that is your validation that you're on the right track. Right? And you keep going, keep being diligent. Use whatever you have at your disposal. Like, because a lot of people fall into the trap of, oh, I don't have this yet, or I don't have that yet, or when I get this, or when I get that. But it's just really start. Like, don't overthink it. Just start with whatever small you have. Whatever small you have, if it's a flip phone, try to get camera B. And crazy thing too now is, like, the videos that go viral on Instagram or social media are the ones that with the worst quality. Actually, so don't think that you cannot blow with your flip phone camera. It can work. So yeah, go ahead and just do it. This is not a Nike commercial, but just do it.
Ferragamo, Gucci, I buy you. I go love you like a fantasy. Nobody fit you like me. Oh baby, don't you forget. Come and make me connect. Baby, put your head on my chest.
Yes. All my social media handles are Oduwaiam. That's Oduwaiam. One word, Oduwaiam.